If you keep attracting toxic people into your life, it's not happening because you're unlucky. It's because of a few specific habits you might be doing right now that send quiet signals to the wrong people. Signals that say, you can treat me badly, and I won't stop you. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 specific habits you need to break to stop being an easy target for toxic manipulators. The first habit you need to break is apologizing for small things. Maybe you say sorry for bothering someone with a question, or apologize for having an opinion. You do this because deep down, you feel like you are the problem. It shows you might believe that your presence or your actions are inconvenient to others. But to a toxic person, your sorry is like a welcome sign. They aren't looking for friends, they are looking for easy targets who won't fight back. When you constantly apologize for your mistakes or things outside of your control, you're sending a clear message. I'm willing to take the blame just to keep the peace. It tells toxic people that you will prioritize their comfort over your own truth. Instead of constantly apologizing, focus on setting boundaries and recognizing your own worth. You are not a burden for existing. You don't need to apologize for taking up space, having boundaries, or your own opinions. Understand the difference between taking responsibility for your actions and taking blame for things outside your control. The second habit you might be doing is over-explaining everything you say or do. If you grew up in an environment where you weren't believed, maybe frequently blamed, or had to earn your right to have an opinion, now you might try hard to be understood. You might feel intense pressure to provide people with enough evidence so they would understand you this time. To a toxic person, your excessive explanation signals a deep lack of confidence. It shows them that you don't trust your own voice, and by providing that deep, lengthy process behind your why, you are showing them exactly how your brain works and what you are afraid of. It's like giving them an internal map to your weaknesses. And it's not something that would make you understood, because toxic person won't use your explanation to understand you. They will use it to gaslight you, twisting your own words to make you look like a bad person. So next time, before you try to explain yourself or your boundaries to the toxic person, understand that a confident boundary doesn't need a lengthy 10-page report. Provide only essential facts and then stop talking. If the other person genuinely needs more context, they will ask with a respectful question. If they don't ask, any extra information you give is unnecessary details that toxic people can use against you. The third habit that makes you a magnet for toxic people is oversharing. When you overshare, you are unknowingly signaling to manipulators that you are a prime target. You are giving people access to your inner world that they haven't earned yet. You tell them your deepest fears, your family problems, and your weak spots before you even know who you can really trust. I know usually this habit comes from deep hunger to be seen. Maybe you felt invisible growing up, so now you open up completely, hoping that if you share everything, someone will finally understand and love you. You try to fast-track a connection because you are desperate for validation. But real connection is built slowly and over time. It's not something you can force by sharing your life story on someone in the first week. By revealing your private struggles too early, you unintentionally signal that you have no boundaries. And toxic people love this. Trust me, they listen closely, not to support you, but to map out your triggers. They learn exactly what makes you feel guilty, scared, or insecure. Later, when they want to control you, they will use those very secrets against you. Next time, before you tell your whole life story to a toxic person, slow it down. Your life story, your private aspects, are yours, and not everyone deserves to hear it, and especially toxic people who won't appreciate your vulnerability. Start by sharing only light information, like everyday things, your hobbies or your day, not your deepest pain. Let people earn your trust step by step. That's how healthy relationships are built over time. The fourth habit that attracts toxic people is being too available to everyone. You do this because you are a caring person. You like helping people, but deep down you might feel that the only way to be loved or valued is to be the fixer or the go-to person for every problem. But underneath, when you do this, you simply believe that your needs don't matter as much as everyone else's. For toxic people, this behavior is like a free pass to exploit your kindness. When you have no boundaries and are always available and helpful to everyone, you're sending a clear signal. My time and energy are worthless, and you can take as much as you want. They love a person who constantly gives because they are takers, who have no intention of ever giving back. They will drain your energy, demand more and more of your time, and make you feel guilty if you ever say no. To stop this habit, start prioritizing yourself first. When you are on a plane, in an emergency, you must put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others, because you cannot save anyone else if you are suffocating yourself. That's why you need to realize that self-care isn't selfish. Start saying no to things that drain you and yes to things that fill your cup. By making yourself less available, you force people to respect your time. Toxic people will eventually leave and find an easier target if you no longer fits their agenda, while healthy people will respect you more for having standards. The final habit is avoiding conflict. Maybe you avoid speaking up when something bothers you because you are terrified of making a scene or being seen as difficult. You would rather stay silent than risk a disagreement. This usually happens if you grew up in a home where conflict felt dangerous, so now your brain treats a simple argument like a life or death threat. To a toxic person, your fear of conflict is a green light for exploitation. By staying passive, you are teaching them they can disrespect you, cross your boundaries, and you will stay quiet to keep peace. Understand that when you stay silent, you aren't keeping the peace. You are showing people what you will accept. I know conflict feels scary, but understand that disagreements from time to time, it's a normal element of social interactions. The only difference is people who are emotionally safe or respectful. They can handle boundaries or occasional disagreements. Only toxic people get angry when you speak your truth. Instead of avoiding conflict, start practicing your boundaries. Practice saying, I disagree when... I don't like when you call me like that. Yes, you will feel that tension in your stomach, your heart race, but over time, this initial discomfort you might be feeling at first will be manageable, and it will help you build confidence over time. If you found value in this video, leave a comment below and subscribe to Healthy Mind CEO.